Hi everyone, Comic Book Reviewer here. This time reviewing on Star Wars Darth Vader issue number 1, 2015 comic review. Now as you know, Star Wars Darth Vader is meant to be the series featuring the iconic character Darth Vader. And if you know who Darth Vader is, he was originally Anakin Skywalker, who became Darth Vader. And I get it, this series is meant to cover the Disney Star Wars era of Darth Vader, showing a different take on the series. And this is more of a reprint cover. So let's get on the story. It starts off how, on the planet of Tatooine, at Jabba's palace, we see how Darth Vader enters in, kills 2 Gamorrean guards, and we see how, Jabba's advisor meets up with Darth Vader saying, "I will speak with the Hutt. Tell him." And we see how, he lets Jabba the Hutt know that Darth Vader is here. And of course, we see Darth Vader showing up with people like Max Rebo and that all surprised and stung. And we see how Jabba the Hutt says, "What can I do for the Empire, Lord Vader?" "I dismiss the audience, Hutt." "What can I do for the Empire, Lord Vader?" "Not for the Empire, for me." And we see how, point about all their sort of dealings and all that. And we see how, he points out that the Jedi are all gone, and that, even if he does use the Jedi mind trick, it will be of no use. And we kind of see how, the talk goes on. And we see how, Jabba the Hutt brings up his other assassins and killers, and Darth Vader makes quick work of them. And of course, throws 1 Gamorrean guard into the sort of rancor pit, and of course, mainly to kills off the others, deflecting their blasts and that. And we see how, after the gunfire and that, we see Jabba the Hutt saying, "Lord Vader, let us not be hasty. You called me a Jedi. You know nothing. Mind tricks are not of the dark side." And of course, tries to force choke him. And you can tell this is a lot more personal, given the fact what happened to him, his mum, and countless others. And we do see him saying, "Better, this is what I need." And we see how 1 day earlier at Coruscant, we see how Darth Vader points out about the events back in the 2015 first issue that I did cover, about what happened to the sort of factory and that, and even Darth Vader pointed out he's bought the Overseer, and of course torture him for his failure and screw-ups. And we see how, after basically pointing out how after the Clone Wars and everything, they haven't had any flaws and all that, but we see how Palpatine is quick to blame Darth Vader for all his screw-ups. Because, in the prequels, Palpatine always put Anakin on the top shelf. Here, this is Darth Vader at the bottom of the barrel. And we see how, the Jedi Temple has been turned into Palpatine's own personal palace. And we see how they point out about all the issues with the Senate being left. We kind of see how, because of what happened to the Death Star, Grand Moff Tarkin, and the events of Episode 4 have left the Empire in minimal ruins. And we see how even Trag pointed out about the flaws of the Death Star, and of course survived after leaving the battle station due to mixed feelings, and as punishment for his screw-ups, Darth Vader will be working with Trag to make up for his faults and failures. And we see how, Palpatine wants to kind of make deals and bargains with other criminals. And we see how, due to once viewing Anakin as this gifted protege, we see how the Emperor now has mixed feelings about Anakin, and now seeing him nothing more than just what he viewed Count Dooku as, worthless. And we see how, yeah, Darth Vader even remembers what happened during Episode 4 after taking down Obi-Wan, the Death Star battle, and even how in the events of the early Marvel 2015 issues, and how, yeah, Darth Vader putting the pieces together. And we kind of see how, yeah, Darth Vader mainly leaves. And we see how on an Imperial Star Destroyer, they decide to make their way to Tatooine to take care of personal business. And we see how one day earlier, Boba Fett meets with Darth Vader, as well as the sort of character Black Garrison, who is meant to be in the whole Book of Boba Fett thing, and sees how, yeah, he needs to kind of help track down Luke Skywalker and that. And so, yeah, they make their sort of ways to take care of their businesses. And we even see how, yeah, even Darth Vader takes down a whole group of Sand People as a reference to what happened to his mum, as well as getting some satisfaction seeing more Sand People killed due to his own troubled past. And yeah, this is the story. So I feel like, yeah, issue 1 of the 2015 comic is pretty good. I feel like while Dark Times was meant to show Darth Vader having hints and glimpses of regrets, I think what they're trying to do with Darth Vader for the first run is showing signs that, yeah, Palpatine is starting to see that Darth Vader is a bit of a flawed apprentice, and it makes sense why in Episode 6, why Luke Skywalker was viewed as the perfect candidate. Because, yeah, we know the Sith will betray each other, and know they will always find a better successor, despite never really thinking things through. So I think this one definitely deserves a thumbs up. Still good, and still alright. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.